Hey y'all, it's Timidity. Oh, my scalp. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. But I will say my eye makeup looks pretty. My eye makeup looks pretty in a way where it's like, ooh, look at her. Ah, ah, ah. When you have like a blurry camera or a mirror. And then when I get really like it looks, I hate that it looks really good because before I left the house, I was trying to take videos on my tablet and my tablet was like, bitch, you look like you have rosacea, you look oily, you look pale like a little fucking Victorian child. Like, oh, you're a vampire, actually. Your lips are too fucking red and rosy to the point where it looks like a fucking racist caricature, actually. Fuck you. And then also, or that you have some sort of infection. You look infected, like someone was actively eating your lips off your face and you just barely made it out with your face intact. And also, fuck your eyeliner. It looks like some toddler with the crayon just was like, and that shit's, and then it's, and then every time I look in the mirror or on any sort of camera that actually is high definition, or even on a blurry laptop, it's like, hey girl, did you know you're the most gorgeous person in the world, actually? Holy shit. Anyway, I'm happy. I love myself. I look so good. I did so good and I'm proud of myself. Anyway, tonight was a night. I got dolled up. I did my routine. Shea butter soap, fucking caress brown sugar body scrub, soap as well, two-layer soapage with exfoliants, of course. um got like shea butter bar, like massage bar mixed with like a bunch of like undertones of oranges and chocolate for motherfucking lush. Another layer of the motherfucking best product ever, golden egg oil, to make myself extra glittery and goddess like. Coated my skin in the shea butter eyeliner, like put a little gold on my lips, and then added a rosy lip gloss on top. I was really cute tonight, and I had my braids looking fresh to death. Put some fresh shea butter and some oil on those too. I had a super cute outfit. I looked like fucking Diane Carroll. I turned heads when I walked into every room. The only downside is every room I stepped into. Fuck, girl. Sorry, I just started talking about the specific room that makes you cough and die. Thank God I stopped talking about that one. Obviously, I'm kidding. But, okay, I went to two different spots for comedy tonight from two different areas that I never go to. They're in bumfuck neighborhoods and bumfuck areas. And let's just say the first one, the host was a raging misogynist to a degrading degree. It was like wish I could just lay it out for you, but I don't have the memory, attention span, or energy right now. It's cold as shit tonight, and I'm not exactly in the most abundant mood, I will admit. But I will say, like a woman got on stage and said, "Has anyone heard about the male loneliness epidemic?" And then the host of the mic, who runs it, just shouted out, "There's no such thing as a male loneliness epidemic. Bitches made that up because these whores can't handle that we are happy. We have video games and porn. We don't fucking need you women." And then she was like, "Ooh, touchy. Someone's definitely not sensitive." And he proceeded to just be like, "Fuck you," and just kept yapping, 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 and going off. And I thought to myself, wow, this is pathetic. Then after that, a guy got on stage, and I guess he was trying to give like dry humor talk, and he just made a bunch of women in the kitchen jokes, and he was trying to put a new twist on it, where it was like, "Hey, ladies, you act like you can do anything without a man. Think about it. Didn't a man get you the freedom to leave the kitchen? Like, do these bitches just think they walked out of the kitchen and did that shit themselves?" Or did they have to ask a man to do that? Oh, and it's like that's fucking annoying. And then, oh, I forgot to mention this guy. I see him around a little bit too much. I won't say his name. I'll just say he allegedly tonight did a sig hail while on the mic three fucking times. I didn't notice because when he got on stage, I just did as I always do. I turned myself away and physically zone out and stare at the ceiling and wait for it to be over. As if I'm just some annoyed Christian girl who just got married and doesn't know how to fuck yet and is just like, let it end, let it end. It was terrible. It was atrociously bad. It was just like, what's going on? Okay, because he's a comedian where you like he gets on stage all the time and he'll say jokes like, "Ooh, Selena who's that? What? Venus and Serena. Yeah, Venus and Serena. So it'll be like, I forget, Serena Williams. He'll be like, "Ooh, did you hear that Serena Williams got on stage?" I mean, fuck. Okay, I'm tired. He said something about Serena Williams was like, and he mockingly was like, "Ooh, Serena Williams says she got hate crimed because someone left a branch of cotton on a stick in her bedroom that no other room had." And she says it's a hate crime. It's like, no, that just sounds like a decoration. But then he also tried to be like, "Hey, but if you think about it, isn't it better that the white people are picking the cotton for you now and you don't have to do it? You hit another level of success if you've got that happening." And it's like, eh, hmm. But then all of his, he's one of those comedians that, like, anytime I've seen him around, I almost always want to give him a chance. And then if he's not doing a sig hail, like, I guess he did it 3 times tonight expecting it to work. If it didn't work the first time, why do you think it would work 3 times? He just says shit that is just openly, like, he'll just be like, "Rest in peace to my man Charlie Kirk," or say some shit about Kevin Samuels, or about, or being a Trump supporter, or just some shit that is just so blatantly racist. And he usually says the most disgustingly transphobic shit ever. Disgustingly transphobic shit. And it's like, sir, anyway, like, anyway, I'm so tired of these motherfuckers. So that was the first evening of the night, was just dealing with a bunch of very unfunny, stupid, misogynistic motherfuckers who can't think of a punchline or a joke, any sort of joke for that matter. They just no talent, no anything. And it's like, wow, this is how I choose to spend my time. I got dolled up for this. What was funny though is the host of the mic, in a rare moment of being nice to me, he approached me and he was like, "Hey Tam, how's your how's Joe doing? I haven't seen you around with him." And he was really concerned because, if you're wondering who's Joe, he's my ex-comedy buddy. So it was like a thing where it's like, if you see Joe, you're gonna see Tam, and if you see Tam, it's because Joe brought her. Usually. So for me to be somewhere hella, hella, hella fucking far away, and you only see me and you don't see my comedy buddy with you, who, mind you, is an old ass man, you're gonna be concerned. And so, like, and people probably have noticed it's like, okay, shit, she's not doing that Tuesday event with him anymore. But, and not too many people go to that, like enough do, but like, it's like, I'll put it to you just this way. Imagine it's like you had a good acquaintance or like distant friend who's an old man who always has a young black girl around. And then suddenly the young black girl, you don't hear about him doing the event he does with her like every Monday, number one. And then number two, you just, like, now she's popping up at tons of events without him, and he's not coming out to any events these days, seemingly so. Like, staying at home or not going out to any comedy shows or open mics, for at least definitely not as much as before, just one event a week. And then you see her popping around, like, looking all sad or like a bad bitch with some new old white guy. So he was concerned. Instead of, and I guess because I have been keeping the whole friendship ending under wraps, he must have thought, "Oh, is he dying?" And also, no offense, it has been known for a while, passively through people, that Joe's not taking care of himself. Because, like, that is a factor to our friendship ending, is like, he was losing his mind off of too much Ozempic, too much Benadryl, too much coffee, and not enough sleep, and his allergies were getting worse, and he's not handling the whole being old thing very well. So, it was kind of funny that the host just was like, "How's it going with Joe? How's he doing? Is he doing okay?" And then I wasn't able to catch myself. I wasn't 100% locked in, but I also just don't like eye contact. And a part of me was just a little embarrassed. So I guess my eyes must have watered, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, he's good. He's good." And I guess they must have been like, because the way his immediate question was, "Is his health okay?" Like, I haven't been. Is his health okay? And the way I had to be like, "Oh no, he's." And I thought to myself, I was like, I don't know if his health is okay. I haven't talked to him, but I'm sure it probably is. But at the same time, knowing him, it probably isn't. Like, he's probably still alive, but he's probably still, like, he's the type of old man that'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on a hike soon. I'll go on a hike around the lake. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah." And then you will catch him when he has a moment of free time, he will just lean against the counter in his house, looking at his phone or looking at random tax documents, and then scrolling on his phone for like 16 hours until he eventually tries to go to sleep at 3 a.m. That's kind of, it's like, yeah, that's not a healthy thing to do when you're like in your 70s, dude. Like, but okay. So I gave an honest answer. I was like, hmm. And then before I could continue further, the friendly old white dude I was with for this night, he was like, haha, yeah, she got herself a new old white guy. Look at me, huh? she got, and like it was like I guess to lighten the mood. But I'm pretty sure did scare the shit out of the host, who then had to be like, yeah, well, I really hope he's okay. Like I like Joe, you know, I really like Joe. Like, and it seemed a part of me was like, does he know our friendship ended, and is he just saying that mockingly? But deep down, I think it's like, no, I think he really was just saying like, oh, I like Joe. It's like I really hope he's still alive and okay. And then he was messaging on his phone a lot. I wouldn't be shocked if he was messaging Joe just to be like, hey, we haven't talked in a while. Are you still alive? Which is healthy and important. It's good to do that. Anyway, is there anything? Oh, I'm just talking casually. I look so good today. You know you look good when you're just laying on your floor with a busted ass wall behind you and miscellaneous recyclables, wearing just a hoodie. No, like just a floating head, looking good as fuck. Hey. Anyway, and then we went to a second bar for comedy, which was basically like 1/6 of the exact same people we had saw at the first bar, and it was a dingy bar where it was like some random drunk couple talking loud as fuck and taking phone calls like just 3 feet behind the comedians who did get on stage, and it was empty. Bar staff walking in and out. It was just an empty fucking bar. And no one there but comedians you already saw perform. So we left early. It's a rare night for me to actually be back home lately these days before like 9:30. It's like, wow, look at me. I don't know, like I don't know. It's like, I'm back before 9:30. Like hell, it was closer to 9:20 actually, and it's like, damn, we didn't even stay out super late. We didn't even really have fun. My new comedy buddy didn't exactly get to tell the jokes that he wanted. Oh, but I forgot something. What was so funny is that when I stepped out my house, I saw a shit ton of angel numbers. Like I saw 222 followed by 2222, and then I saw 999 and 9999 all at the same time, like within like 4 seconds of each other each. And for the people who are skeptical and could be like, hey Timothy, maybe you were just in a car behind a bunch of trailers and trucks that conveniently just so happened to have those numbers written on the back. I'll put it this way, it was too uncanny. It was on a billboard, it was on 2 to 3 different trucks, another billboard. It was uncanny. So it's like, I'm just saying, say I look into things too much all you want, but I like to catch signs when I catch them. And then usually 222 means that a massive miracle's coming. Like a huge miracle, like something, a crazy miracle. Tonight was not a miraculous night, it was a misogynistic night, but who knows, maybe something better is happening. And then I got the massive quadruple nine and the triple nine, and it's like, okay, something in my life is ending soon. What's that? But it is funny that it's like, okay, went out for comedy, came home wanting to stop doing comedy. I don't know, between a bunch of conversations and talks with people, and just, I don't know, it's just, I talk to comedians, and comedians, mm, there's a lot to say, but also nothing at all. It's just like, okay, here's a bunch of extremely self centered people who are not quite ambitious and not exactly even talented. Some are amazingly talented, don't get me wrong. Some people are just pulling teeth though. And then a lot of them have very fucked up and or non-existent morals, or just very flatlined ones where, they say certain things on paper but don't practice it. And then I don't know, I just thought to myself, is this what I want out of my life? Really? Like this? If you were to ask me like a week ago or a week or two ago, you would have heard me say comedy. Well, I wouldn't actually know. Even back then, I probably wouldn't have said comedy. I live, breathe, and sweat. Fuck. Like, I probably would, if I, like, realistically, like a week ago, I probably would have said something like, I don't really care that much about gaining clout in the comedy scene. I don't really care about, like, networking or getting massive opportunities like that, at least not currently. All I want is a nice big showcase and a Christmas market. And it'll go amazingly well so that then this holiday season, I can have a nice little cozy event that tons of people can enjoy for free or in exchange for some tips. I wouldn't mind that, and I can help a bunch of comedians perform and have a light shown on them in a beautiful way. I can make some money from the vendors, but also the vendors get money from all the crowd and foot traffic. I get to build my community, and also probably I'll get to enjoy some really good food and an energy drink, and have an excuse to wear a cute outfit in the holiday spirit with a bunch of awesome people. And that sounds pretty good to me. God damn, my lungs hated me lately. But yeah, I want to be. I don't know. I crave community. And I think it's like comedy just isn't doing it anymore. A lot of these motherfucking losers that hang out with each other, they're just misogynistic and offensive and racist, and not even in a fun way or a cool way. And I know you're like, to me, there's a cool way. I'll put it this way. You know how you would watch like a movie from the 2000s back in the day, and even though it had its very intense offensive moments or its quirks, you could still find yourself laughing or enjoying it, whether because you thought it was actually funny or just entertaining in a so bad it's good way. Now, in the comedy scene, now it is just genuinely like, God damn, these niggas. It varies on rooms. It varies between rooms, it varies between who runs them, the environment, plenty of things, the area. But I have to say, I am not impressed. And I'm very annoyed because it's like, okay, the one event I was able to attend every single week for the sake of community, love, and joy is the one that I ran, and that one's over, and it was arguably the best. That's why tons of people went there every fucking Monday. They only didn't show up, or if they had a showcase, or if they were running late with work. Like Jesus Christ, it was amazing. And it just sucks that it ended, but at the same time, I'm not too offended because, like, I don't know the proper way to say it, but I'll put it this way. If you have like a boomer or baby boomer, like just an old ass nigga who's a venue owner who can't advertise your event properly, and you're trying to get top notch comedians and throw hundreds into it and more and more and more, it's like, come on, bitch. It's like, I don't know. Just, it was a long time coming. And when they tried to first be like, hey, we need to do your open mic once a month instead of once a week, and tried to make up an excuse that I later learned was fake for their reasoning. I learned the true reasoning, and for the respect of someone I know who told me that information in confidence, believe it or not, I can be quiet when I want to. I will just say the real reasoning is even dumber and even more proof that I was right to cut ties with these people. One second. I know I could have paused it, but okay, you're gonna watch me chug. You need to know the throat game is great. Jesus. Jesus. It's all. God damn, my braids are itchy as fuck. God damn. Fuck these things, dog. Anyway, all I'm saying is, I really, really, really liked comedy, but, like, I'll put it this way. I was not being respected by the venue. They were being more and more shitty, and they were making stupid business decisions as time went on. And the fact that they even tried to put themselves in a position. Because I'll put it. Actually, you know what? I could say the business. No, I don't think I want to, because that guy might lose his job. I'll just say it this way. Let's say had do I want to say it? I kind of don't, because what are the odds you'll actually know who and what business I'm talking about? I won't say much, but the real reason is so profoundly fucking stupid. Unbelievably so. To the highest extent that an event can be stupid. That, like, it's like, wow, so that's the true reason why you wanted to turn it to once a month. There was no financial issue, at least allegedly. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. Maybe the source got one part wrong. But they showed me evidence, and let me just say, I don't want to do business with someone who is so poorly calculating and unintelligent and disrespectful to my way. I'd rather go to venues and people and connections that like me. But even then, I don't know, breaking the news to people even slowly. It's like, okay, some comedians don't give a shit whatsoever and still like I don't know, like even I'll put it this way. I say I don't do certain things for respect or community or opportunity. That rhymes, I do it all the time. But what I am saying is, it's like, I don't know, some comedians who would beg to be put on a comedy roster couldn't even make eye contact and say hi to me when I enter a fucking room. Some comedians, even when it was in the works about planning the event, they would be skeptical and kind of sus and just like, about it. And then even like lately, now that the showcase isn't coming, like isn't gonna happen at that venue anymore, they just have sort of like a weird what now sort of attitude, and if not that, then like a weird little undertone shitty attitude of like I don't know how to explain it. Just like a huh, I don't know. It's just like you can feel my reputation go from, oh, that's Tam. She wants that amazing mic on Mondays and helps out that one spot on Tuesdays as the co-producer and does this and does that and all that and the other, to now it's like, oh, now she produces nothing. Is she even a producer? Do we even like her? Now that we don't have like, and it's just like I don't like I'll probably have to break the news to people tonight officially, just like, hey, it's a wrap on this place that you all really, really loved. And maybe, and I'm debating on if it's like, okay, do I want to tell people the reason? Or it like, just to set it straight that it's like, no, it was making a shit ton of money. It was very successful. And we did get a bunch of people, audience and real people. Or do I just want to be like, yo, this was, like just it's over and don't ask questions and sorry, and if you think this hurts you, don't trust me, it hurts me as well too, and deep down it doesn't even hurt me that much. Then again, I'll say that and then proceed to like lay on my floor in total paralysis for like 3 days and lash out at people. So maybe i I don't know, it's I don't know how to explain it other than this was my seemingly magnum opus. I fucking drug my reputation out from underground. I took my reputation from, oh, just the girl who's always an audience member, to, oh, there's the girl who's like everywhere, to, oh, that's the girl who's everywhere but always has a problem following her. Interesting. Didn't she throw a cup of water at that one guy who we all hate but still kind of tolerate and kiss the ass of for opportunities? Oh, and that other guy and that other, and then my reputation was just like way down. And then over the course of a year, thanks to my old comedy buddy and also random opportunities and just other nice shit I've done, it has leveled up, and then it got really high where it's like, oh yeah, there's Tam, the gorgeous girl who does the DJing, the music, and the setup and helps co-produce on Tuesdays at that one place. And then on Mondays, she wants an amazing event that's packed with people. She's like a good luck charm. She's funny, she's cute, she gives everyone free candy on the house. And even today was a day where I was like, damn, you mean to tell me that just on a random Monday, that was my last time being able to wear a cute outfit, hold out a bag of candy, and do a cute little hip wiggle dance that always made people smile with my little jig and be like, do you want some candy? Do you want some candy? And then watch people happily take a Twix or a caramel or some Skittles or something. You mean to tell me that's my last time doing that? That was such a fun little novelty. I did so good with that room. It was a beautiful space. And it breaks my heart because I wanted a third space and community. Like, there's a reason I sacrificed so much of my summer trying to plan for this winter, because I really was just trying to get community. And respect would like also a bit of respect. Like, wow, look at Tam, she packed out this whole fucking room full of people, chocked full of people. And then look, the vendors sell good shit that we actually want. The food at this venue's good. The ambiance is out of this world. She does the walk up music great. She's fun to be around. This is a turn to win, and it's gonna happen twice in December. Yippee! Awesome! And then I'd have a reputation of, yeah, that's Tam. That's the girl who had a showcase that was so incredibly good that now she does showcases at that venue all the time and gets even more venues because she has proof that she is 100% able to pack a room even without it being an open mic and so much. And it's like a beautiful opportunity that was so close to blossoming. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than imagine you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever. And then right before their birthday, when you're about to spend like thousands on like getting them a custom dress, custom wig, custom makeup, custom jewelry, a fucking Mercedes Benz, all the fucking Louboutins they want, custom, sparkly made, reservations at three different luxury high-end dining places they've always wanted to try, and like all their fucking hobbies they've ever wanted in their life, fucking financed and paid for. You want to know what? You want to know what I think? I think personally that if you were in a situation where that person then broke up with you right before you did all that, you'd be kind of relieved that you didn't do all that, but a part of you is just like, fuck, they don't know how good they almost had it. And it's heartbreaking, it's a relief, and it's disappointing. Because, like, the whole week, in fact, for weeks, months even, I was planning out skits, trailers, advertisements, open mics, showcase ideas, ways to strategize to really like I was gonna invite food influencers out to spread word about it. I was gonna throw tons of money into advertising on all social media platforms and even radio stations for college kids. I was gonna make it huge. I had every like yes, even that social media you're thinking of, and that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I was going to make the event pop, and it's just so disappointing to know that it's like fuck. I was so close in a way, it feels kind of like imagine if you like almost won an Oscar and you were like so close to being nominated, and then they also said there's a high chance you're gonna win and succeed, and then last minute they said actually fuck you, we decided last minute that we don't like you. Because of the way you pumped too much hand sanitizer at a party. So, actually, no Oscar nomination for you. It's like, wow, it took something that small to make this all end. Interesting, interesting. Fuck you, but also I can't believe you did this to me and ruined my entire winter. I mean, my entire joy for everything. Yeah. Or not everything, but like most things. I'll put it this way. With the recent everything shutting down that I was planning for to kill all my time for the month of November and December, it's like, okay, I went from being able to rely that at least no matter how tough it gets every fucking Monday, I will have a lit ass Monday with my friends there and acquaintances and have a lovely, beautiful time. And instead, that's that's gone. Everything's gone, really. And now it's just like, imagine you had a packed schedule every fucking Monday. Was gonna be some huge weekly party basically that you ran and everyone loved you for. Like if every week you were destined to have one cool Gatsby party and your whole week you could plan out the food for it, bring the candy, bring the energy and excitement, plan out what to wear, all of that. And then next thing you know, no more Gatsby parties at all. And now it's just suddenly like that, it's all cold ass weather, freezing cold, so cold that you can't even leave your house for like even 10 seconds, even in three layers, without feeling your nerves fuck up. And even laying in your crib, you feel your body start to fuck up. And then as time goes on, you will see these it's just like everything's dark and cold now. And do I want to do things alone? And a part of me was okay doing things alone this winter, but as time is going on, can I? Humans are social animals like wolves, and like we need to be in packs. But from a young age, I was able to just be by myself all the time. I love being by myself. It makes me happy. I was very, like, if anything, being around people, even when they tried to make me their friend, you could call it an insecurity, you could call annoying break in routine, all that. But simply put, people getting involved in my life unnecessarily were like shitty, unskippable cutscenes, and it's like, no, I just want to hurry up, do all my classes, deal with the fucking annoyance of PE, go home, and fucking enjoy myself. I don't know what you fucking want. Like, just, yeah. It's like, I don't know. I just feel annoyed. And things with my old comedy buddy ending means it's like, okay, now I don't have the same friendly, perverted old man from before taking me out to comedy events and buying me Red Bull whiskeys and like willing to drive to all these places and do this and do that. Do I have a new buddy? Yeah, but he won't pay for my drinks, at least seemingly so. He hasn't. Like, hell, I had the most dry night ever, and I didn't want to. I was like, tonight seems like a night where I actually need alcohol, and not a single beverage was bought in for me. I'm just saying. And like, it's just, I feel an undertone of sadness. Like, I kind of feel like someone where it's like, you know, about how they say someone who's like in depression feels like they're drowning in a fucking ravaging, raging ocean that they can't like swim through or break from, and they just are getting hurt by the currents and suffocating and drowning. I feel kind of like that, but like, imagine if I was just like laying on a sheet of glass that's like sort of thick but still thin enough to be scared. And I'm laying on that sheet of glass saying that I'm fine and I can get up anytime, but my body is afraid to move and do anything but lay down still, unthinking, unmoving, barely breathing. Because I think if I actually try to breathe or try to move or anything, like imagine like underneath the glass is like this crazy amount of like whirlpools and ravaging oceans and fucked up sea creatures, and it's like the only thing protecting me is this thin layer of glass. But how can I be so sure that when I stand up it's not going to break under my feet and I'm not going to just suffocate and drown, you know? That's how I feel. And if you're wondering why I feel that way, look through my fucking life. I've well documented my life on here. You stop expecting, like, if that, like, imagine you've stood up on glass with water underneath thousands of times before, and you can never, ever, ever find yourself on glass that when you stand up and start to try to move to somewhere safe with stable grounding or anything, the glass will always break the second you try. So for me, I don't want to try anymore. Now I'm pretending it's not depression. I know what it is. I'm pretending it's not there. Because if I have, that's why when bad things are happening in my life recently, I'm just speeding past it and I'm not thinking on it. Because if I think on it and I sit with my emotions, what's gonna happen? I've already been having homicidal thoughts left and right, and they're getting to the point where it's not just intrusive. I'm actually very concerned. You don't want to know what's gonna happen. Or at least what I'm thinking about making happen, but don't worry, I won't. Or I guess it's just like the analogy says, it's like if I move, I'm gonna fucking have everything break and stink and plunge down to darks that depths that are way too dark, and we don't want that, you know? We don't want that. So for now, I'm laying still. For now, I lay on the floor of my bedroom and I barely remember to breathe. And I try not to think, and I try to sleep, but not too much, because I know what happens when I sleep too much. And when I am up, I'll check my social media, see no fucking responses on all of them. And on a rare night like tonight, where I actually go out, I am reminded about how disappointing and pathetic human beings are. I'll stay inside and try to think about maybe meeting someone not in a shitty bar or at an open mic or whatever. And what happens? I'll meet idiots off of social, like other alternative dating sites, where they'll be like, "Hi, I'm gonna invite you out for a walk in like 40-degree weather with 98% humidity." It's like, sir, this isn't Silent Hill. And even then, like, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Especially because your dating profile could even say, I hate coffee, walks, and hikes. And it'll be someone being like, I'm gonna take you out for a hike involving us chugging coffee in the forest. How's that sound? Why would I agree to that? That's how bitches get murdered. I'm just, yeah, so I'm at a fun stage where it's like, okay, we can pretend it's not depression, but we know what it is. I'm doing it differently this time, but it's not me inherently moving past my issues gracefully like a fucking swan on a lakeside. It's more like me speeding past a fucking oil fire in my goddamn NASCAR car and barely escaping the blaze and trying to label it as a fun, thrilling escape when I know it's just traumatic and rooted in fear, and that deep down you can still smell the gasoline and remember how you didn't make it out the explosion fully, and see how your truck gets fucked up and your body gets fucked up, and deep down you know there's even more oil fires in front of you. And can you really outrun them all, or which ones will consume you? So for now, it's like, okay, cool, I'm not sleeping too much, I'm doing kind of okay, kind of. Like some days I wake up at like fucking 6:30 in the morning, and then I stay up for a bit, bullshit a bit online aimlessly, go back to sleep, wake up at 1 p.m. on the dot, bullshit around aimlessly some more, a few YouTube videos here and there, pass out again, maybe some alcohol or caffeine, and maybe some dancing and moving, and I'll still try new things like body care routine or planning a night out or fucking doing doing my makeup or wondering the meaning of life, but deep down, I'm just not happy. Or I am happy, which is weird. I can feel that I'm happier than I was before, but I can still feel that it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Imagine you fought so hard to finally have a nice winter after a very, very, very long period of extremely, extremely depressing winters that make you always kill yourself. I mean, always want to kill yourself, and you finally work your ass off for it to not happen. And you think, okay, I have a long established open mic, I have all these friends, all these showcases, all this community, all everything. It should work out this time, right? And unfortunately, it does. It does not. And you're back to square one and you're miserable. Hell, even trying to order some cute fucking clothes didn't work. All that, like, at all. I'm getting most of my money refunded, but it's still the depressing aspect of, like, okay, though. Like, hell, even today I was like, I'm gonna order some fucking Popeyes and just, like, allow myself to eat this food. I'll make it my last day eating this unhealthy and indulge in this food and go home. Not only was my food unnecessarily cold and burnt in so many ways, but the way, like, I was walking and my bag out of nowhere broke. It's never broken in the history of me having Popeyes. And I almost got attacked by a bunch of seagulls and pigeons and had to deal with the stupid ass security guard just for the bitches who damn well saw me pick up my food like 5 to 10 minutes before, tried to give me attitude because I asked for a replacement. It's like, yeah, you just saw all those chicken breasts go fucking flying and shit. Why are you now trying to act different? Like, come on now. It's like, oh, really? Like $10 worth of food? You can't just like go, yeah, sure, we'll give you another like two-piece and two thigh. Like, really? So now I'm gonna report them to corporate because I'm not afraid to be a bitch, and I'm also gonna report the security guy because he was such a fucking cunt. And I guess it's just like, okay, if I can't tell if it's a blessing or a curse what happened about the comedy stuff because I really did want that event, but deep down, do I even care about comedy? And I hate to say it, I don't know, does comedy care about me? Because it's like the shit they say about trans people, black people, women, pulling teeth level bad, and it's like they knew the jokes were bad, and not bad topics, or yeah, bad topics, bad punchlines, bad everything, but also just the audiences hated it, and instead of just going, okay, we'll move on to the next joke, they would they'd stay on that topic for like 3 to 6 more fucking minutes, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like fucking failures of people. I don't know. So maybe I'll just, I don't know. And I've been thinking to myself, it's like, I've been embarrassed about trying to announce to people, hey everyone, my Monday event is no longer going down anymore. Sorry to get your hopes up about a showcase and the mic, but yeah, it's over. It's just over. And I was disappointed, but then I thought to myself, yeah, these niggas didn't message me outside of it. Some of these assholes, just like, yeah, there's just nothing there with these people. And then I had to ask myself, what am I trying to protect? My image, my reputation? So what? I don't want to be a big comedian. I actually hate when people ask me to, excluding y'all on here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Um, I hate, like, I'm not even that much into producing, or I like it, but it's like, it's just not working out lately. Like, no matter, like, the credits and the acclaim and the proof I have offered, it's just like, it's just so fucking annoying right now. And then on top of that, it's like, just a million things about it. But who knows? Like on a night like this, as cold as it is, maybe it's good that we didn't try to make a moneymaker event that would have been like half inside, half outside. Even if we got heaters, and even then the owner was showing signs of stinginess and assholery, so I doubt, like, the last conversation they had, they even tried to talk about, I'm just gonna get basic decorations and do it by myself. I don't have time or energy to involve you. And it's like, why are you talking to me so disrespectfully, number one? Number two, why would I throw a Christmas themed event that's supposed to be huge with tons of money invested and tons of talent if you can't even promise that you can do more than just like one set of string lights for Michaels for $5? I'm just saying, you fucking loser. Fuck that dude. He's an idiot beyond belief. But either way, the consequences befall him, not me. I'll be fine. So I'll live. Anyway, I've just been trying to think of, okay, if, like, let's say I didn't have a life involving comedy in the event scene anymore. How would that look like? Because as of now, being in the comedy scene is nice, but I don't even need to be seen as a producer. Some people even snark at me when I call myself that anyway. So it's like, alright, they'll snark at me if I'm just an audience member. They'll snark at me if I'm just a producer. Simply put, I don't care to impress these people, and I barely like them talking to me. They actually fucking suck. I don't like these people. Why am I always around these people, and they always guaranteed are fucking annoying, shitty little shitholes? Actually, do I even like comedians? Do I like producing comedy shows? What do I don't know. All I know is maybe I just need a break. And maybe it's good that this happened. I don't know. A comedian who I wanted to have on the showcase, who ironically was going to invest a shit ton of money, he told me this. He said, think of it like the famous Chinese parable involving the old man who was a farmer, where you can't tell if something's good or bad inherently. And if you're like, how does the story go? It goes like vaguely like something like this. I had to look it up because this video is too fucking long already and I'm tired. It's sad because I just got done crying. But as I was said, so the Chinese parable, also called the parable of the, sorry, God bless, amen. The, sorry, I hurt my teddy bear. It's a Taoist story, and it goes like this. So a Chinese farmer has a horse, and the horse escapes, runs loose, and runs away. And his neighbors offer sympathy because they see it as misfortune. The farmer's just like, maybe. The horse returns a few days later, and it brings 7 wild horses with it. The neighbors rejoice because they think it's a stroke of good fortune. The farmer's like, maybe. Next thing you know, the farmer's son tries to tame one of the new horses, but is thrown off and breaks the fuck out of his leg. The villagers express their condolences, viewing it as a tragedy. The farmer repeats, maybe. Next thing you know, the very next day, Army conscription officers arrive. They're like, hey, we're here to draft anyone who's able-bodied to fight in the war for their life. But then they reject the farmer's son because his leg is broken. The neighbors now see it as a blessing, but the farmer's like, maybe. And that is a pretty accurate lesson. Sometimes you just have to be like, all right, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Like, for example, maybe me dropping five fucking of the most delicious, crispy, fucking amazing chicken you could ever think to get from Popeyes on the ground and being embarrassed by everyone in that situation was bad. But you know what? Maybe it will lead to a good situation where after I send a scathing email to that security guy's boss, and after I report that shit to Popeyes HR, I get a bunch of fucking free food, and I also get to make a man lose his job, or at the very least get told off, as he deserves. And that is important. But I don't know. I've been getting a lot of maybes lately, and I'm kind of tired of getting maybes, whether it's because some person has the evil eye and just wants me to suffer. Maybe it's because the universe can't let me be happy past a certain amount, because certain important things in my lore need to happen, with me especially being depressed and pissed off and miserable. That would not be able to be accessible for me otherwise if I was a happy little chickadee. Like, for example, I was lonely as fuck, and then you know what happened? I met Luke. I met Luke, that guy I was tripping over, and hell, fuck it. One second. There's a lot of things to say about my life. Like, for example, one could say me getting my phone to break out of nowhere after my ex comedy buddy basically glorified threw it on the ground. That sucked, but you know what? It led to a domino effect where I then couldn't pay my comedy buddy because I could not access my Venmo on my phone numbers, my emails, anything really. And then that led to an important domino event where next thing you know, me and my comedy buddy's relationship ended because they tried to strip me of funds on purpose to be petty while also then trying to gaslight me and accuse me of holding funds from them, when the whole time they have been basically a liability and a sabotager, and now I had to cut them off. But now I have a new alliance with the new white old guy who does not have health issues, is still pretty fun to be around, and yeah, just less of a whiny, drug addled cunt. Even though me and him are still figuring out our connection, it's like, he's less, in the grand scheme of things, he's an easier presence, is what I'll say. And sometimes you have to be willing to cut certain people off knowing that there's better, and I'm glad I recognized the signs and just like was forced into the situation of you need to cut off Joe. And even if you think about keeping on to Joe, Joe needs to antagonize you one time too many. So you've basically, he tries to close the door on you and you seal it shut. Because you were never going to leave until he disrespected the shit out of you. And same for the last venue I was fucking with. It's like, I almost let it slide their disrespect. They pushed me a little bit too far. Boom, now it's like, cool. You motherfuckers get no comedy, no anything from me. I'm good, love, and joy. And we get to enjoy that. And I don't know. You know, oh, okay. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I got distracted and started looking at Instagram Reels. But as I was saying, whatever. Just in the great words of Young Thug, nigga horses don't stop, they keep going. And I know you're like, Timothy, that's not the lyric. I don't give a shit. It's the better lyric. Whatever the fuck he said, it's not as cool as horses don't stop, they keep going. Because you know what? They do keep going. In the last venue I was dealing with, they were not the only horse in my stable. I do not need them to stay gold, because I'm golden. I'm awesome. I'm the best. The event was great because of me, and they no longer have it because they disrespected me. They will not handle anyone well, so they don't get me. And I think I will probably have. Also, it is funny as fuck how our devices listen to us, and that as soon as I talked with my tablet on, I got like three reels back to back about horses. Kind of funny. But as I was saying, what was I saying? My throat hurts, but I'm sure you guessed after I've been dying on camera for the last however long. Oh, it's my lungs. Or whatever, who gives a shit? But I will say, it's like, oh yeah, the fucking horse parable or whatever. So also in my life, it's like, hey, for all I know, the last venue needed to fucking end things with me. so that I could find an even better venue. And you know what? Now I'm in touch with this huge producer guy who has a shit ton of followings in an already established event. And I'm like, hey, you want to maybe collaborate? I have a great idea. I told him the idea. He's like, yeah, let's talk soon and get this happening. Name a date and name a time and let's get this shit popping. And I'm like, hell yeah. Now the only part for me is like, all right, I'm gonna just have to bring up the whole I would like to split the funds we get from the vendors because if I'm looking for the like I'm just saying I'd like to be in control of scheduling, arranging, and planning out the vendors and use the funds to get myself out now. Shiny pair of red shoes or whatever. And you can use the money you get for whatever the fuck else. Because as much as I want my idea to just grow and thrive based on community, I also want some fucking pocket money. What can I say? Like the last place gave me 10% in tips, so I would like some more. Also, on top of that, yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention, if my old buddy Joe, if he didn't break my phone and my phone wasn't broken, who knows how I would have handled the Luke situation differently. All I know is I was very lonely, not able to yap about my life on Instagram, on any social media website, not even on here, unless it was a long ass YouTube video like this. And I was like, damn, I'm really bored. I'm gonna look for someone to date because I'm just wrapping myself in comedy. And as nice as it is, it's taking up too much of my time. I want to feel like a human again, with actual connection. I met Luke. That had its ups and downs, and everything bad happened between us. But you know what? I get the feeling that chapter isn't over yet. And today is a good night where I'm not tripping on it too much. But I don't know. It's like if I didn't meet Luke and if I wasn't entertained by him before I learned he was an extreme fucking racist, fascist piece of shit, guess what? I wouldn't have gotten a shit ton of money, which I, even though now that money's locked away in a fucking Venmo I can't access. Annoying. But you know what? We had sex, and even when things ended badly, even though they ended badly, but you know what? He threatened my life. I ruined his life because I don't handle threats well, especially not from men. And now his whole family knows about where he gets his drugs and his gayness and all that. And I don't know, let's just say certain things are aligning in a way where if I had to predict what happened next, let's just say I have been the receiver of shrooms for a while. I don't take shrooms, I don't take any drugs because I think they're like detrimental to the health of someone like me, number one. But number two, to say it for a while, I don't know. I'll put it this way. I wouldn't be shocked if certain things are aligning where it's like, hey, he still wants you sexually. This time it's round two. This time you're going to do it right. You aren't actually going to fall for him like a human being, but you are going to help him develop as one. And let's just say, it's like, I don't know. I have been getting random free PDFs of like extremely cool feminist and racial media, like James Baldwin type shit. And like, I don't know. I've been getting weird signs. I'm just saying. And then finally, it's like, yeah, I have shrooms. But if he didn't want to take shrooms, he doesn't have to. But all I can say is some people come out the other side of shrooms insufferable as they always were. Other people have entirely different reality breaks. And if this dude wanted to, instead of being miserable in his house feeling trapped, if he wanted to just be like, yo, Timothy, can you give me a safe dose of shrooms and watch me? And then read me fucking feminist literature in your soft, sweet voice, consensually, all around, I think I'd be like, sure. And you know what? If that stops another white boy from being evil and ends up making him go back to being a trans communist baddie, I'm okay with that. And if it just makes him like the same nigga but who has dry dreams, it's like, okay, at least I tried. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But as I was saying, this dude is, and like, let's not talk about him. But I don't know, there's a million things where it's like maybe it had to happen, maybe it has happened. Like, for example, I placed a clothing order for like so much clothing recently with a shit ton of money I had. All that shit ended up not being delivered. And so I've had to suffer this week, but I've still been cute, but I haven't been warm and cozy as I should be. All I know is what was so fucking funny. Let's just ironically, as I have the orders canceled and most of my money refunded back to me. Guess what? Black Friday is about to happen in the next 3 days or so, so I can easily replace the orders but at a higher discount and get all my shit back. Or keep the money because I've been depressing eating too much lately, and I can just simply go, you know what? Instead of spending my money on frivolous clothing to rare in the comedy scene, like, you know what? Funny enough, it's like, yeah, I would have had a bunch of beautiful clothes to wear to boring ass open mics with fucking fascist losers and lame ass niggas, and it's like I don't want that. Or what? Like have a bunch of cute clothes just to still get offered by a software engineer or a real estate loser to be taken on a date that is basically a walk around the block in foggy, humid ass weather. No, thank you. I will pass on that. And so for me, I just see it as like a surprise blessing where it's like, hey, you could either use this money, replace the orders, and spend a fraction of the cost because now it's Black Friday, or you could have all your money back, and instead of waiting for someone else to take you on cool experiences, you can get it yourself. Fuck it, you and your ex Liam can go horseback riding on your dime. You could do a helicopter ride. You can afford to go to all these cool events and do all these cool things. Like, no offense, you should probably stop paying for fucking endless Popeyes that you know gives you food poisoning each time from those fucking rude ass bitches working there who hate you for no reason. And you could use the same amount of funds to take a free bus ride into the city, get some tacos from a gourmet fucking sidewalk stand that somehow tastes like the best fucking tacos you've ever had on this fucking planet, and then check out a cool event, bar, anything with cheap tickets because you are that girl. And you always find the best events for free or for too low, and you can have fun and mingle with people there and have a nice time and really see how nice life can be. And it's so good. I'm just saying. And so that, in my experience, is how, like, yeah, it's like the horse parable. It's like maybe it's not as bad as you think. Maybe you needed to get your money back. So you can just place a smaller order of clothing, but still go out and have fun and not waste your tons of money on just like clothes and food as you always have and have a nice time, you know? And that's what I'm feeling. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. And I'm sure I'll be okay. Funny enough, I gave myself a challenge. I was like, let me list out a bunch of things to do weekly, like every day, for so I have options. Because it's like as fun as comedy is, some nights at certain venues, comedy is 100% fun each fucking day, each fucking week. But other times it's not. Yeah, I was like, let's get back into spirituality. Let's like, hey, you know what? Karaoke at this place. This place has a paint night. This place does jazz every Friday at 5 p.m. on a weekend. You could go to like, and I was listing out things, and I still have more things to list out. But the beautiful thing is, instead of listing out ways to benefit businesses and comedians and people who still by the end of it wouldn't give a shit about me and probably would not acknowledge all my effort and then pin all of the hard work and effort on a male host who did not do a single thing but read off of a list of names between comedians who performed, as I did all the heavy lifting and everyone but me gets the credit, which is not what I need or want. Thank you. Fuck it. Like, fuck these people. Or I could just pan out like, alright, what can like I can just instead make lists of like things to do that pleasure me and make me happy. Like, you know what? I could do those dance classes. I could invest in this. I could do that. Yeah, and it feels good. So I guess I'm seeing it more as like I should invest in myself and invest in my time, not invest in others. Because investing in others, like, there's a limit, and you need to make sure they invest in you back. And so far, it's like yeah, fuck these losers. I don't need them. So I'll just focus on like rip off the band-aid now and focus on investing in myself. Like if that means I stay inside during the winter and play MMORPGs or adopt some parakeets or like learn some cool new styles of dance and obsess over imperial concubine dramas, I will do so happily. Amen. Peace out. Bye.